Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Today's video is really exciting. I'm going to be doing another houseplant tour, and since I have over 200 plants, I do have to split this into two parts. So today's video is going to be part one. I'm going to show you all the plants in my bedroom. So let's go ahead and get started. I usually start right here on this dresser, and things have changed since my last video. I now have an African violet right here, and then a marble queen pothos. This one is cuttings from my larger plant, which I will show you pretty soon. And then right here I usually have a variegated ivy, but it's currently in quarantine due to spider mites. Over here I have a variegated wax ivy. It's really cool because it looks like ivy, but it is actually a succulent. It's super easy. I'm not too great with succulents usually, but this one, you can tell if it needs water by bending the leaf. And this one does need water because it's pretty bendy. Then I have another African violet. This one was my first one actually. I rescued it from a clearance rack when I didn't know what it was, but I kept it alive. And that's what inspired me to get this one. Okay, next to those, I have a narrow leaf form of Monstera adansonii. It does have another name, which I will put on the screen for you. And I think it needs a bigger pot now because it's starting to show some signs of stress, but there are no bugs or anything. Also, I'm going to mention right now, if y'all see like white powder on my plants, it is not pests, it is diatomaceous earth. I've been kind of powdering all my plants with that to prevent fungus gnats. I have a Cebu Blue Pothos, and this one I got at either Lowe's or Home Depot. It was pretty sad when I got it, but it's starting to fill up the pot and grow, and it's doing that really cool like silvery leaf thing, which we all know and love. Next to that, I have my Hawaiian spider plant. I've had this one for about a year, and it has put out a ton of little babies. Currently it has some right here. It's not as happy as it was a while ago. I'm not sure if it just didn't like the winter or what, but it seems kind of dull lately, and it's been browning a little bit. It might want a new pot as well, so we'll see. On this shelf here, I have a green Hoya carnosa. This was my very first Hoya, and this one is Hoya shepherdii. This shelf is kind of a little experiment. This one is a tricolor Tradescantia that I did cut because it was getting very leggy, and if you look at it, it's starting to put out four little leaves right there. So if you cut it, it promotes growth, and I am propagating the piece that I cut off. Back there I have a piece of Calicia repens, and I did the same thing with that one. I chopped it all down and am propagating it, and if you look here, you can see there are roots forming. The purple stuff you see in there is candle wax. I like to dip the ends of my cuttings in wax to keep the cutting from rotting, and it honestly has helped me so much. I haven't lost a single cutting since I started doing that. We have two little peperomias. I have a Peperomia clusiifolia. Some people call this one a Peperomia jenny or a jelly peperomia. This one is super happy. It's been putting out a ton of leaves up here. And then I have a Peperomia Hope. There's a piece down here that originally my guinea pigs knocked off the shelf and took a bite out of. That's that little brown part right there. But it is alive, it's just not thriving. I'll probably get some more pieces to fill in the pot again when I'm able to go back to a nursery. Next shelf, I have a domino cactus. This one has already bloomed for me about a week after I got it. I can insert a picture if you guys want to see. It was actually really cute. Originally, it did have the other flower right here, so it looked like it had little ears. And this will be a flower eventually, it just hasn't bloomed yet. And then here I have a Hoya carnosa compacta. Some people call this one a Hindu rope. And this one is doing so well now. When I first got it from Home Depot, it was overwatered, and I noticed this one takes a lot less water than my other Hoyas, so I've started watering it less, and now it's doing really well. On this shelf, I have a Peperomia meridiana. I think this one is so cute. It has little red stems, and I think it stays pretty small like this. And next to that, I have another green Hoya carnosa. Okay, we will move this way, and here I have a Dieffenbachia, or dumb cane. Jessie gave me this one for our anniversary last year, and our 4-year anniversary is actually tomorrow, so I've had this guy for exactly a year now. It has put out a ton of new leaves. It has also dropped a lot of leaves, but I think it's pretty happy. Over here, I have a Snow Queen Pothos. I call it that because it has so many white leaves, but it's essentially a marble queen. And then I have my large marble queen Pothos, and I have taken multiple cuttings from this one and shared with all my friends. One of the easiest plants ever, you guys. If you are a beginner to houseplants, I would highly recommend this. We will move over here. I just have a couple plants on this shelf here. I have a Scindapsus pictus argyrius, and mine is thirsty. Again, the leaves do curl in when it needs a drink. Super easy plant as well. And next to that, I have a Peperomia tetragona. This one is really cool because the leaves are really interesting. They kind of feel like cardboard or plastic. It doesn't feel like a real plant. And then up here, don't mind the hard water stains on the leaves, but this is a black pagoda lipstick plant. And I actually bought it in that little watering can, and I repotted it into a plastic nursery pot in there. But I got this one at a little shop in the mall, and it was surviving without sunlight, poor thing. Alright, we are moving over here. There's me. Hello. This little fake window thing, I have my golden pothos, which I got at Home Depot for like $3 about a year ago, and I recently trimmed it because the leaves had gone almost to the floor, and I gave the cuttings away. And then I have another Marble Queen Pothos, which was cuttings from that big one I showed you. And then I have my Neon Pothos, and this one grows very slow compared to all my other pothos. I'm not sure why. It does grow. You can see there's a new leaf forming right there, and it has started trailing a little bit, but I've only cut this one once to give a cutting to Ashlyn, and it hasn't grown much at all, but I do love it. Nice pop of color. I have this Syngonium. I don't know the variety of Syngonium, but it does turn this really pretty burgundy color in the sun, And this one I got from Home Depot as well. When it was almost dead, I paid like $1 for it, and since then it has just shown me so much love. Next to that, I have my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, or mini monstera. This one didn't do anything for the first few months that I had it, and then it just had this explosion of growth, and I've cut it a few times to give cuttings away, and it just keeps getting bushier. I am going to trim it when it grows a little bit more so I can kind of fill the pot up, since it is kind of just on this one side here. But really cool plant. Mine, I believe, is a tissue culture plant. Not the variety you would find in the wild, but I really enjoy it still. Down here, I haven't changed this shelf much at all. I still have my cacti back here. I've got a little fairy tale cactus, and then some type of barrel cactus, and I don't know what this one is, but my friend did give me that for my birthday. And then right here I have a tiger aloe. And don't worry, that white powder, like I said, is diatomaceous earth. Over here I have this mini table, and I have got a Hoya australis right here. These two leaves are brand new. And then I have a Peperomia rana verde. I think I was giving it too much light, which is why it started yellowing a little bit. But I moved it over here in a little bit more of a shady spot, and then it started putting out green leaves, and it even flowered for me. Here is my Peperomia frost. I'm absolutely in love with this plant. I think it is so beautiful. Really easy plant as well. It is flowering. Some people cut those off in order to conserve energy for the plant, but I really enjoy it. I think it's super cute, and it tells me the plant is happy, so I tend to leave them on. Moving down, I have a Hoya pubicalix or pubicalix. This one is a silver pink variety. I really love the speckles on the leaves. And then in this jar, I have some Marimo moss balls. I think I have 4 of them in here. Super cool. You just have to change the water like once or twice a week. And I got those from Petco, actually, in the betta fish section. You just have to be careful when getting these guys from pet stores, because sometimes they will have snails in them, so just be forewarned. And then this guy is a Peperomia. I believe it is Nepali Nights. It's got that kind of frosty look to it. And this one is another one that is doing a little better in a lower light situation. I had it in brighter light and it was kind of shrivelly. And then right here I have this Sansevieria Bantel Sensation. This one is a very small piece that I took from a plant that I bought for Ashlyn. I actually made a video of that day and I filmed her reaction and everything, so if you want to watch that, I will link it for you. And then right here I have a mini Schefflera. And then right here, still in its nursery pot, I have my Hoya Bella. And it did bloom for me at one time. Currently though, it's working on new leaves. As you can see, brighter colored leaves are all new. And I never repotted it because it just seemed super happy already in the nursery pot, so I left it alone. So moving on to the shelves that are up on this wall, and the first one I have is this little cactus necklace. It's really cool. It's actually a real cactus in here, and you just have to soak it every month or so in water. And then when it outgrows the capsule, you can take it out and put it in its own pot. Super cute. I usually just leave it hanging on the wall here when I'm not wearing it. Up here, I have a little kalanchoe. I've recently chopped it down in order to propagate. But that's what it looks like. There's the name if you're interested. And next to that, I have a pot of Tradescantia zebrina. Up here, I have a string of bananas. My aluminum plant. I forget the full scientific name, but it is a pilea. And then here is a kalanchoe Bordeaux. This one was actually purple when I got it, and it turned green. I believe the purple will come back out if I give it more sun, though. Alright, right here I have a oxalis plant. Ashlyn gave me this one. It's really cool. It closes up at night into little triangles, and the backside is purple. Right here I have some cuttings of my monstera. I think they're slowly starting to root. And then I am not sure what this one is called. I do know it is some type of Tradescantia. The leaves are super fuzzy. This one is a Kalanchoe Bahartii. It's also fuzzy. I'm not a huge succulent person anymore, but I really do love Kalanchoes, and I especially love the fuzzy Kalanchoes. These are some fake succulents. You can see me in the reflection. And then on this other little bookshelf thing here, I have my anthurium or flamingo plant, and I think it's about to flower. This little red piece right here. I got this one at IKEA, and I didn't know IKEA sold plants, but sure enough. Next to that, I have some ivy. I'm not sure the name of that one, but the leaves are kind of cool. This one's related to a cactus. There's the name. It definitely wants some more sun. Very atoliated. And then I have this Opuntia variegated. So it's a little prickly pear cactus. Here I have a Hoya Crimson Queen, and it's getting enough light that it's putting out a ton of white leaves, which I think are super pretty even though they don't last that long. Here is one of my favorite plants, and it is a variegated Hoya carrii. This one is the Albo marginata with the white on the outside of the leaves. And I showed you this one in my Hoya collection video, and it recently put out a whole new leaf since then. Here is a variegated lipstick plant. This one did nothing for the first few months that I had it, and recently it has just gone crazy. I love this purple color to the leaves. It hasn't flowered for me yet, but I'm really hopeful that it will this season. And then I have another Peperomia tetragona. On this shelf, I have another Hoya Crimson Queen. And then I have a Euphorbia horrida. I really like this one because it is kind of ugly and I'm kind of attracted to just weird looking plants. This one was black when I got it. It has turned green, but it is putting out a little baby right there in the corner. This one, Gymnocalcium friedrichii. Here I have a Dieffenbachia woodii, or string of hearts. It's getting very long. I'll probably trim it soon. I'm on the hunt for a variegated one of these guys, but no such luck. Then I have a Caralluma. I think some people call this one a lifesaver plant because of the shape of the flower. And yet another Hoya Crimson Queen. Down here I have a Peperomia Pixie Lime. This one is variegated. And then I have Philodendron Brazil. I love all the different colors of green that it has. I'm trying to tuck it into the pot so that it roots for me without having to cut it in order to fill the pot up, so we'll see. But this plant is also super easy. I only water it like once a month, and as you can see, it is really growing. On this shelf I have a Hoya Crimson Queen. This one was one of my first Hoyas. And then I have a Peperomia Argyria, I think is what it's called, but it's a watermelon peperomia, and believe it or not, mine has always been kind of wonky looking. I did purchase it like this. I think it's a calcium deficiency, so I do need to give it fertilizer with calcium in it, but I have kept it alive so far, which I'm proud of. On this shelf, I have a Hoya Crinkle 8. This is one that, unfortunately, I did overwater and I lost most of the plant, but I learned the error of my ways and now it's doing really good. And next to that, I have this Hoya Crimson Princess. This leaf right here is brand new. The leaves tend to come in kind of pink, and then they will fade to the white or green. And that's the last plant that I have here in the bedroom. Okay, so that is everything for today's video. Stay tuned for part 2 and I'll show you all the plants in my kitchen and living room. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!